Hey fellow beaters, it's JP and I am back for my next tutorial and I'm all caught up, so all of my videos are going to be back to a normal schedule between Fridays and Tuesdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays. And this is my Friday video. I already uploaded my late video for last Friday and my Tuesday video. And so next Tuesday there'll be another show and tell video, and I should have my necklace finished, so yay for the September bead challenge. Okay, so what am I going to teach you today? I am going to show you how to make this pendant. And as you can see, I think it's very pretty. It sparkles a lot, and just nice little diamond shaped pendant. I have it here on a suede cord. And of course you can do, put it on anything, a chain, whatever you like. And the technique I'm going to be teaching you is cubic right angle weave, and this is going to be an advanced tutorial. Now, not only am I teaching you cubic right angle weave, but this is a box of cubic right angle weave. So this isn't just like a rope or a bangle where they're just doing one unit on top of the other. This is actually units, or rows of units, essentially. And so you have to be very comfortable with right angle weave, and I would say you need to be pretty comfortable with cubic right angle weave. This is not going to be easy to learn. Also, part of the way I'm teaching is I'm only using one color, and I think it's harder to learn cubic right angle weave when you're using only one color of 11O seed beads. It's, I think, much easier when there's multiple colors involved, so that it's easier to follow along the thread path. And this particular pendant I embellished using my 3x4 rondelle beads in the gold color. For the design that I'm actually going to show on camera is going to be based on, it's a matching pendant to go with the bracelet video that I showed you, that I just uploaded. This is the most recent one, and I'll have a link to this video if you're just tuning in to me to learn this. And basically, again, I'm building on a skill set. So you learned right angle weave. Now you're going to learn a cubic right angle weave, which is a much more advanced tutorial, basically, though. And so I'm going to make the pendant, and it's going to match this. I still had a bunch of the bicones left over that I used in this bracelet, and I thought it'd be great to have a matching pendant. And the other versatile thing about this particular piece is that you can make earrings. You can make a smaller unit of maybe, instead of, since I did 4x4, a 4x4 box, you can do a 3x3 box and make earrings. Or you can even, and also you can do a 3x3 box and do a bracelet component, or even use this as a bracelet component. This will be kind of a big, chunky centerpiece, and then do smaller ones. I mean, so this is kind of a versatile little piece that I'm showing you, that it doesn't necessarily have to be a pendant. It can be earrings, it can be many different things. Anyway, what you're going to need for this particular tutorial is seed beads, both 11Os and 15Os, and I'm using Tohos. And you're going to need 32 bicones if you're going to do bicones, but whatever particular bead you use. I'm using 4mm bicones. You can do pearls, you can do fire polish, you can do rondelles as I did in the other one, or bicones. And you're not limited to the particular pearl that you use for your embellishment. So 3 or 4mm will work the best. Anything larger is not really going to work with it. You might be able to do it if you leave out the 15Os. But that's something you'll have to try. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. Anyway, to start off, what you're going to do is you're going to string 8 beads onto your thread, and you're going to need quite a bit of thread for this project. You will need about 2.5 arm span, so that's like 10 to 13 feet. I'm a short person, so arm span for me is about 5 feet. And so depending on how tall you are, that might be more or less. Anyway, just string 8 and make a circle. you want to leave a 3 to 4 inch tail. I'm not going to recommend making a knot because you're going through multiple beads. And actually that's the other thing which I should mention is that I recommend using 4 or 6 pound fire line because you're going through the beads so many times. You don't want to use anything thicker. And so I don't even recommend using the 6 pound wildfire because that's actually a little bit thicker than the fire line. And you'll just, you'll become incredibly frustrated if you use that. Okay, so here are my 8 beads. Each of your right angle weave unit is going to be an 8 bead unit. And so when you build the sides of our cubes, they are also all going to have 8 beads. Anyway, the thread is exiting these 2 beads. This is going to serve as the base to which you're going to build off the cubic sides. And to build side number 1, you need 6 beads. Cubic right angle weave is 6, 4, 4, and 2 is the number of beads you pick up in the pattern, particular pattern that you'll need. So this first side is actually 6 beads, as I said. And so you're just going back through the 2 beads that your thread is exiting, and then you're going to move over 2 beads in your base. Now it's 4 beads, as I said, so it's 6, 4. So we did 6, now we're doing 4. And the reason you're only doing 4 is because you've already got 4 beads set up for this side. And so to make the second side, you only need 4 more. And so you're going to take 2 beads that are shared with side number 1, and you're going to go through 2 beads in the base, which is where the thread is also exiting. And now you have side number 2. Now we're going to move over again in the base, 2 beads. And this is again, you're going to do exactly the same thing you just did. You're picking up 4 beads. You're going to go through 2 of the beads that are shared, because you're going to be sharing beads with side number 2, and you're sharing the base beads. So these are the 2 beads from which your thread is exiting. And you go through all of those, and you get side number 3. So there we are. Keep your tension tight. You don't want loosey-goosey squares, or I think I got that from Jill Wiseman and from one of her videos. She says loosey-goosey. Anyway, and now the nice thing about side number 4 is that most of the beads are already there. So you got your you've already got 6 of the beads there. So you got your base beads, you got your left side or your right side beads, and you got your left side beads. Sorry. And so the only beads you need are the 2 top beads to make side number 4. And so position yourself. You're going to go over to the base, go through the next 2 base beads. Then up the right side 2 beads. And now you're going to add in your 2 top beads, and you go down your 2 oh, it looks like I missed a bead. No, I didn't miss it. Oh, it looks like it's just the tail. Sorry about that. Anyway. Okay. So Okay. Now pick up 2 beads, and then you're going to go down 2 beads on the left side here. So your unit is done. Now all you have to do to complete this is to go through the base beads again, up the right side beads, now this is the view from the top of the cube, and all of these sets of 2 beads from each of the sides are not connected to each other. And that's really important that you connect these because this helps stabilize the cube as you build on the cube. So I'm coming out of these beads here, and I'm just going to go around all these beads to connect them together. And there you go. Your cube is now complete. Okay, so I'm going to now pick up 6 beads to start off. So this top side of this cube is now going to be my new base. And to make side number 1 again, you're going to need 6 beads. And you need to go back through the 2 beads from which your thread is exiting. Now you're going to move over 2 beads in this base, and I'm just going to rotate this because it gets a little easier. And now it's 4 beads because you've already got 4 set up to make side number 2. And you're going to go through the 2 beads from side number 1 and 2 of the base beads from which the thread is exiting. And side number 2 now is done in this cube. To position yourself for side number 3, you're going to go over 2 beads in the base, and we got to pick up 4. So you're going to go through 2 beads inside number 2, and you're going to go through the base beads. So there you have it. The 3 sides are done. Now again, you're going to shift over 2 beads in the base. This is our base. And then you got to go up 2 beads on the left side. And this was actually side number 1. 2 is back here, and this is 3. So this is number 1. And you pick up 2 beads. And you go down beads on the right side, which was side number 3. And now side number 4 is complete. The next step is to close your top beads, which are not connected. So you're going to go through your base beads again and back up these beads on the left. And so these are my disjointed beads, and I'm just going to go around to connect them. Okay, here we are. Cube number 2 is done, and this is what you should have. And so you're going to build 2 more cubes, and then I'll show you how to do row number 2. So let's finish row number 1 and build cubes 3 and 4, and I'll be back. Okay, fellow beaders, so if you finished rows 3 and 4, or sorry, cubes 3 and 4, then this is what you should have, and it's going to feel kind of wonky, and they're kind of easily, they're not going to be very firm yet, and that's okay. That's what you need. And later on in the design, all of these boxes will become very firm. But to start off row number 2, so basically you would have finished up cube number 4, and you would have closed up these beads, and you're exiting a set of these 2 beads. So all you're going to do is turn the box like so that the 2 beads that you're exiting are on the side, and you're going to build your row going this way. And so now this is going to be the base. This was the top here after you finish cube 4, and now we've just rotated to the side. And so to build this next cube or cube number 1 in row 2, or cube number 5, however you want to count, or I guess I'll just call it number 5. You pick up 6 seed beads, and you're going to go back through the 2 beads that you're exiting, that your thread is exiting. And then we're going to move over again into the next 2 beads. So cube number 5 should be pretty much made the same way as cubes 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to pick up 4 beads. And you're going to go through the 2 beads from side over here that you just made and the base beads. Now you go through these 2 beads. Pick up 4 beads. Go through 2 beads on the side you just made and back through these base beads. Now you're going to shift over to the last set of base beads. Go up the side. Pick up 2 beads and go down 2 beads. And there is your 5th cube. Now you want to go back up here and you got to connect these again. These are disjointed on the top. And so we're going to go back through this base set of base beads here again. Then up. Now you're going to go through these beads that were just added, these last two, and then go all the way around to connect them and come back to those beads. Sorry about that. I was trying to get the focus to improve and I tapped the camera and it wouldn't adjust. And we're back where we started. Okay, so to make the next square, or to make the next cube, what you're going to do is you're going to go down these side beads here, then through these bottom beads here in the next cube over, going to pick up 4, go through the side beads and these beads here. So, and now that's side number 1 for cube number 6. And then I'm just going to rotate this and we are going to go over to these next 2 beads as our base beads. And we're going to pick up 4 beads. And we're going to go through the side beads in this side now. And the 2 base beads that the thread is exiting. And now I turned it over and we're going to go into these beads and we got to close our square. So we're going to go up the side beads here. Pick up 2 and you're just going to go down the beads on this side. Okay, so you've added your 2 beads and you go down these sides beads, then across these base beads and then back up. Now you have to close off these beads here on the top because they're not connected to each other. And what you're going to do is you're going to go across the 2 beads that were just added. And then up and across and over. And then you're going to go back across because you got to get yourself set up to start cube number 7. So to start cube number 7, you got to go down these 2 beads, and then across the base beads in the cube over here at the bottom. Pick up 4 beads, and go through those beads, and if you can, the beads from which your thread is exiting. And you got another side done. Now go to the next set of beads on the base. Pick up 4. And we're going to go through the 2 beads here on this side that we just added. Let me turn it over. Sorry. Probably a little easier. So these are 2 beads from this side that we just added, and then the 2 base beads, which are right there. And so I just finished another side. Now we're going to go over across the next 2 base beads. Then up. Pick up 2. And then you're just going to go down these 2 beads on the side. And you got these are still open, so you got to go back up, get yourself to the top. And now you're going to go counterclockwise around the 8 beads that make up the top part of this cube. And you're going to go back across here. So I've gone all the way around now, and now I got to make cube number 8. So get the tail out of the way. You need to set yourself up. You need to go down the 2 side beads. And then across the base beads. And to make this last square in this row, or to make this next side, pick up 4, and you're just going to go back down and across again. there's your next side, all done. So move over 2 more beads. Pick up 4. Go through the 2 here and the 2 here. And you've got another completed side. And now we're going to go and make this last side. So we got to go across the 2 base beads. Then up. Pick up 2. Down the sides, across the base. And back up, and we got to close off the beads. Okay, so your beads are all closed. So now to start row number 3, all you're going to do is move over to this set of beads. I think it just makes it easier to start, and basically now you're going to do exactly the same thing as you did for boxes 5 through 8, and then again one more time to make the 4th row. So you're just repeating what I just showed you to make these last 4 boxes. Alright, so go ahead and do that, and then I will be back to show you the next step. Okay, fellow beaders, if you've added in your next 2 rows, then this is what your little box of cubic right angle weave should look like. And you are most likely exiting. So this is the top of my box. This is the last one. I went all the way around and connected these beads together. Now to get myself set up to do the embellishments, I'm actually going to go and do the side embellishments first, and then I'll do the top or bottom embellishments. Anyway, in order to get myself set up for the sides, I'm actually going to want to come out of one of these side beads here. So I want to come out of this set of beads here. And you're going to need your 15-0 beads now. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick up a 15-0, you're going to pick up a bicone, or whatever bead you're using, and then a 15-0. And you're just going to go down the beads, just like this. So again, pick up a 15-0, bicone, 15-0, and you're going down. $15.0, bicone, 15-0, and just going down the opposite set of beads. Anyway, I'm just trying to get the camera to focus. So you're going to go all the way around. So when you get to this end corner, it's actually not that complicated to do. Just do the same thing, your 15-0 bicone 15-0, and then you're going to go down these beads on the end. And then all you're going to do is just turn the box and then pick up a 15-0. Apparently the bicone doesn't want me. Bicone 15-0, and you're just going to go down these boxes now. And that's all you're going to do. And go ahead and go all the way around. So you have 16 to embellish, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, I've completed embellishing my sides, and this is what we have so far. Now you're going to be exiting 2 beads and the corner here. So what you're going to do next is you're going to go through 2 beads, just the 2 closest beads. It doesn't matter which way you go. If you go this way, or you can go down this way. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to go this way. And this next part is basically we're going to make this square stronger because it still feels very wobbly. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the spaces in between, but we're just going to do the perimeter of the square here, and then we're going to go around and do the other side. And that's what we're going to do. So you're set up to go, and all you have to do to fill in the square is to pick up an 11-0 and go through 2 beads here. And your beads should just pop right into place. Pick up another one. And one more here. Go through those 2. Pick up one, and then we're going to just turn the corner, so you're just going across. Like so, and well, keep going until you get across the perimeter. I gotta pull my thread out there because I went through an extra bead. I'll be right back. I have gone all the way around and filled in the spaces around the perimeter of this one side. I've got one more here that I gotta put in. And you're just gonna go through just the 2 beads, and like so. And this side is done. And it's all done. And what you need to do is you have to get up to this other side. And so this is going to be difficult to see, but you want to go up the 2 beads that are, I don't know if you guys can see those 2 beads. They're underneath the embellished crystal. They're part of the original cube that you made. And you're just going to go up those 2 beads. And then we're going to flip to the other side. So this is where your thread is exiting, right up here. And you can either go down this way or up and around. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and go up. So I'm going to go up 2 beads. And now I can start filling in the spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a bead and go around the corner here. And I just got to fill in all of the spaces in the perimeter on this side. And you'll notice a very big difference in the firmness of your piece once you do this. Anyway, I'll go ahead and you can go ahead and pause, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the rest of this. We're almost done. Okay, fellow beaders, if you've gone all the way around the perimeter, then you're exiting a set of 2 beads here on any side. It doesn't matter, but the important thing is when you start to do the embellishment for the one side, you want to make sure that you're facing the beads are going in the same direction as your beads on the sides are going. So you can see all of these beads are all going at a diagonal, and that's what you want, is to make sure that the diagonal is in the right direction. So I'm exiting out of here, and if I were to do the diagonal would go across this way because I would come down and go up. So that's actually in the opposite direction. It's actually in the opposite direction from which I want to be going. So the direction that I want to be going is actually going across this way. So in order for that to happen, I actually have to be exiting these beads in the opposite direction. So instead of coming up, I should be coming down those beads. And so the best way to solve this problem is to go around across these beads, and you're just moving your thread. Then actually you don't want to go through this spacer bead here. Go through those 2 beads. Then those 2. These 2. These guys. And then we're going to go down just these 2. So now we're going down, and now our crystal will go in the right direction. So pick up a 15, crystal, 15, and you are going to go down. like so. So the crystals match up, and we're just going to work our way across. So pick up a bicone, or sorry, 15, a bicone, and a 15, and go down. $15, bicone, 15, go down, and that's your first row. Now, to do the next row and make sure that it matches with the direction that these are going in, you'll have to make a little circle here. So you have to go across your thread here through those 2 beads, then down these 2, go across, and then you're just going to come up these 2 beads. It's going to be a little tricky because sorry, you want to come up these 2. Okay, so now you're set up to do the next row. So pick up a 15, bicone, 15 out, and you're going to go up 2 beads on the opposite side, and try not to go through any of the beads or the threads there. Like so. And there you go. And then just keep going. And basically you just want to make sure you get the beads facing in the right direction. So just go ahead and finish the embezzlement, and then I'll show you how to make the veil. Okay, fellow beaders, here's my pendant. It's all done. I just added on my last bead, and my thread is exiting these beads over here. And so I'm going to put my veil up here in this corner, and you can essentially put it in whatever corner you want. You can actually put it in this corner too. I actually like the fact that my beads are going sideways like this, and as opposed to having them going up and down. I just think it looks better, but it's all about personal choice there. Anyway, so I am just gonna go through this whole row of beads to kind of get to this top bead here in this corner. So you just want to get to one of those corner beads. depending on whichever corner you pick. So, and I think you can see why now I told you to use 4 or 6 pound, because we went through these beads so many times. Okay, so I'm coming out of this bead here, and so what I'm going to do is pick up 8 of my 11-0 seed beads. And so you're just going to go through the corner bead here on this opposite side, and it's just this top corner bead. That's it. You're not going through anything else. And what you're going to do is you're going to get this loop here, and you're going to pick up 3 beads, and what you're going to do is go through 2 of the beads. And so you're skipping 3 beads in this loop here, and you're just going to go through these 2 beads. And make sure you pull tight, and then you pick up 3 more beads. And you go back through your bead here on this side. And this is your bail, and the only thing you got to do now is reinforce the bail, and I would recommend going through it at least 4 times. So go up those 3, then through the 2 here, and down these 3. Go through the corner bead, and then back up the other side of this loop through these 2, and then down these 3. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And then to close, all you're going to do is go through a bunch of these beads, make a 1/2 inch knot, then go through some more beads, make another 1/2 inch knot, and you can probably do this one more time, but just cut your thread. Actually, you need to go through, don't cut your thread just yet. Go ahead and go through, since you just made the knot there. is getting very tight. So, okay. Now I can cut it. And there you have it. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. This was pretty advanced stuff, and I hope it was clear and you understood it. I think you're going to get a really nice piece depending on the color choices you make. Now, one other thing you can do is on the back, if you don't like the fact that you can see the thread here, you can put in, you go through it with your 15-0s, and so you just have these like 9 little boxes to fill in. So I would just go in one direction. So if you go down this row, then go up this row, and that way. So that way it shouldn't mess up the box at all. But that's a personal choice. I mean, to me, you can't really see it, but if you did want to clean that up, just put your 15-0s in between and it'll look good. I haven't done it. I probably will go back and do that. And so you've got 2 different pendants here, and they both look really great. One done with rondelles and one done with bicones. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday for show and tell. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.